Hi friends, it's Kathy and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's in the Cards Divination. Today I'm going to do a deck review for a deck that I had ordered about 2 months ago that I saw another reader was doing a reading online and I was using it and I just fell in love with it. And I'm going to show you today which one it is. It's called the Runic Tarot. When I say runic, it's actually Runic. It looks like almost a K. And this deck is by Sephiroth and Dempster, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. It is a deck based on the runes of the Norse people that were used for divination. And I had originally done this video. As you can see, there's no plastic on this because I've already opened it. That's because the first video I did for this, with plastic on, I had a problem with the audio, so I had to re-record this. So anyways, there will be an unveiling and an unboxing in the following video, so stay tuned, and we're going to have a look at this deck, and we're going to see what you think of it. Okay, friends, let's dive in and open this new deck. You can see the glare because it still has the cellophane on it. So I am going to go ahead and open up the packaging here, hopefully without doing any damage. Oops, to the box. All right, Runic Tarot. I don't know, but it's just something about this particular deck. When I saw it, someone was using it on one of their YouTube channels. And I loved it because it appealed to me with the Norse figures and the mythology that was in it. Okay, so Runic Tarot comes in this lovely box and it has some of the drawings on there, which I love these types. I really, it speaks to me, okay, because it is more realistic as far as the figures to me are a little more realistic, the people on them, okay. So, comes in this nice box. Let's see here. Just lifts right off. Okay, oh, more cellophane. Okay, first of all, pull this out. We've got this beautiful guidebook by Jaymi Elford, as well as Jack's Sephiroth and Dempster. I'm not going to go through the book. We all get these nice little guidebooks. But I am going to have a look through it because I have a feeling it's going to cover off more information as far as how it relates to the Vikings and the Norsemen of old and their legends and mythology and that type of thing. So it could be very useful doing a reading. Okay, so here is the deck. Nice box, heavy cardboard, really good. So let's just put that aside. Okay, let me open up the deck. It's always so exciting when you get a new deck. For people who read, it just doesn't get old. And I know for people that don't read, they're thinking, what is the big deal about this? Because of the imagery in the decks is what often speaks to readers when they do their readings. It's not just general meanings of the cards themselves, because everybody has a different way of reading tarot. So let me just, for example, if you just choose to read tarot intuitively, usually you use the images, the symbols. If something speaks to you, you hear something. When you pull a card, that is intuitively, when something jumps out at you. Otherwise, you can read based on the meanings of these cards themselves, and you can learn it that way. That's how I initially learned tarot. And now I've gone on to do intuitively as well. Because I think if you do it both ways, you get a very more in-depth readings on some occasions. And it's purely whatever you enjoy. All right. Everything is so well packed. Okay, so let's see. Very nice, very glossy. This is just the face card, which we won't keep. Now, the best part, we're going to start off Wow, I love this already. Yes, and these are glossy. Okay, first of all, we should go to the cardstock. People like to hear about the cardstock, and this is also another title card, which I'll move to the back. People always love um, seeing the card. This cardstock is very thick, let me tell you. Very thick, a lot thicker than most of my cards, I would say. Like, really. And look at the beautiful cover on it. Very glossy, but rich looking, eh? Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Oh my gosh. Okay, so look at this. Fool, of course. We always start with the fool. So I'm going to position these in the center for you so you can see them. The imagery has a very, it's not super colorful, as you can see. It appears to be in sepia tones, browns, grays, that type of thing. But it's to give off what was traditionally part of the Viking world. They wouldn't have had very many colorful clothing or anything like that. So the imagery appears to be um, dark almost, very dramatic, I guess you'd say. And if you look at this one, the fool, first of all, doesn't have a dog. He has a pig or a boar in this case, I guess he would be. The magician. Ah, look at. He is now pointing to Valhalla, heaven, the magician. And you can see, oh, if you look, see, look up, you can even see the imagery. So this is great. I love this. It has very much different imagery on it. It also has the Roman numerals on the top, and the wording is written the way a lot of those rune stones, the imagery on the stones are written, very much like this. Okay. We have the High Priestess. Very beautiful. Oh, look in the background. I just noticed this. It appears to be a white buffalo or a bison. Very cool. The Empress. Okay, now this one's colorful, and it should be. The Empress is very beautiful and sensual and creative. And she's actually holding a baby. Wow, I love that. Spinning wheel. Her shield and sword are here. That's cool. The Emperor. Ooh, doesn't he look interesting? Almost looks like Eric the Red. And you can see the rune symbols are usually, there should be throughout in different places. So if you've studied your runes, this will be familiar to you. The traditional ram's head in the corner. The Hierophant or Hierophant, however you want to say it, almost saintly in his appearance, which they had their own religion, the Norse people, and their gods, the lovers. It's a very different look to it. I love it. He's almost not even paying attention, and she's in the background. It's almost like he's dreaming of a partner, a beautiful woman. Ah, the chariot. I love it. It's a woman. Look at her. And the bats on the front. How cool is that? Yeah, she's definitely going after the whip. Wow. Love it. Okay, the strength. Now I've noticed this on the box, and right away I was like, oh, I love this. This is beautiful. Look, it's a polar bear. That is so cool. And again, you see the rune symbol. And oh, there's a little fairies in here too. So all very much part of the Norse mythology. The hermit. Ooh, now this is a different rendition. It comes through as part of the tree. That's very cool. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Ah, spinning wheel. Yes, that makes sense, right? For the time. And you can see she has a sword in her hand. Different colors to represent the white, the black, and the red. And we have Justice. Oh, Justice doesn't look very creepy. Ah, Justice can be fair. And then you have the dire wolf in the background. Very, very cool. Yes. On one side and on the other, On this side, the dire wolf, on this side, the sword. Again, a rune symbol. So if you wanted to read just the runes, if you understand the symbols, you could use these cards just with the symbols, the rune symbols, that is. The Hanged Man. Oh, look, he has skis on. How cool is that? And the arrows in his quiver. That is really neat. Very different rendition. And then the death card. Oh, look at that, eh? Yes. Very dramatic. Temperance, a very beautiful woman. That is a gorgeous card. Like, I just love the imagery. It's so appealing to me. So I'm a history buff. Okay, the devil. Look at him. This is a different type of, again, a different rendition. Normally you would see a couple in chains. Ah, very, very interesting. The tower. Oh, it's a dragon. I love it. Fire breathing. The destruction he's put in. Destruction and chaos over all. You can see in the very bottom here. Yes. Very, very interesting. The star. He is fighting the dragon. And on one hand, these would be most likely, I have to read the guidebook, but I'm assuming these are probably referring to some of their Norse gods because you can see on one hand he has the ship, the Viking ship in his hand. On the other, he is battling the sea monster, the star. Then we have the moon, light and dark again. These are very different, aren't they? Oh, and then there's this beautiful rose here. Look, there's two runes on this one. This one has two. Very. The sun, very beautiful, of course. But again, another chariot, right? It shows a chariot and everything on fire. And then there's a wolf in the background. You just barely see. That's the thing, the beauty of all tarot cards when you have them. I'm just going to turn this a little bit so we can. Okay. The more you use them, one particular deck, for example, the more you can see in the imagery in the card. You suddenly notice little details. Now we have the judgment. So there we have the angel come down onto a battlefield of slain Vikings. Okay, the world, the last card in the major arcana. This is really different. I've never seen an image like this. It feels, like I say, it feels so hot. Maybe not so much dark in that negative. It feels dramatic more than that. And this would have been a time when things were very difficult to live and to survive. Now, and superstition was rife. Now we start off, of course, with the, and this would have been the horn from one of the, I guess, a cattle. They probably had cattle. I'm assuming they had cattle. So the ace, the first card, the ace of cups. The two of cups. Oh my goodness. Couple. Happy couple. Oh, three of cups. Very nice with a feast, happy, frivolity, fun, celebration. Four of cups. Again, the imagery is similar to what we would expect under a tree, even perhaps just daydreaming, dissatisfaction. Then the five of cups, which is usually, sadness and sorrow. Look at even the face. Half of it looks skeleton. And then there's little people inside these cups. Very interesting. My feeling is like this represents people of Earth, and then this would be one of their gods almost. Six of Cups, very beautiful, but it's more of a family. Usually you would see an older man, a child, I love this type of imagery on this one. Very sweet. The Seven of Cups, which often represents or denotes choices, potential, opportunities. And you can see, like, they're around this baby offering up all these opportunities in these cups. The Eight of Cups. Wow. Look at this little squirrel. I think it's a little squirrel. Dragon is down here. He's trying to get away. Oh, yeah. Situation he's not safe or not feeling good about. The Nine of Cups. They are in the hall drinking and celebrating and having a great time drinking and enjoying themselves. And it's just a really fun, boisterous shot. Ten of Cups. Finally, the whole family, the whole happy group, clan, we would call it in Scotland. They're all together in the hall, enjoying and feasting. So it represents contentment and emotionally satisfied and a good, often it can refer to family or loved, like the white picket fence and the husband and the wife and the children. Now we go into the court cards. The Page of Cups appears to be female, but that's the whole point. The gender is neutral, more or less. It's more about the energy that comes. The Knight of Cups. There. Again, you can see the associated runes that go with these cards. But like I say, the detail in these pictures, wow, if you look at it. Queen of Cups. There she is. Oh, then look there, up there. You finally can see the dolphin at the top. And the king of cups, of course, with the two dolphins at the top. Yeah. Now we have, what do we have? Pentacles? It looks like a pentacle, I'd say. Maybe the pentacles are at the end, but it appears to be the Ace of Pentacles. Just sitting there, waiting. The shield representing the coin or the pentacle. Now we have a Two of Pentacles. They appear to be camped for the night eating, which is interesting. They're showing two people on this one. Often the Two of Pentacles does not necessarily show two people. Shows no. In fact, most traditional decks, the Two of Pentacles is usually a juggler juggling the two coins, trying to keep things going and you know keep the balls in the air, as they say. Three of Coins. So it's working hard, mastering his craft. But again, the three usually shows three individuals. This one just shows the one fellow working on his craft, and he is doing the shield. Four of Pentacles. Wow, dramatic. The ship on fire. Trying to keep herself safe, keep all things that they have from being destroyed or taken away, right? Five of Pentacles, being out, lack of money, a lack of anything, resources, being out in the cold, not being part of the group, sort of being on their own. They were probably sent away from the whole group. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. Usually this one represents helping with the needy or charitable work or giving or that it's it's a cooperative card. So in this case, it's the leader is getting his men rallied behind him, right? To help him, where this one isn't. The Seven of Pentacles. Again, the rune symbol. Very nice. Eight of Pentacles. Ah, yes, the apprentice or mastering his craft. Yes, you see, he's learning, working very hard on his shield. We have the Nine of Pentacles now. The Nine of Pentacles, contentment. Look at that, beautiful. And then she even has an owl on top of her shoulder instead of a falcon. But it looks like she is basking and relaxing within the rug of the polar bear. And finally, the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. That's a different slant altogether. Ten of Pentacles is about security, usually with your family, your loved ones for the long term. But in this case, the family or the others are represented in the ships, your brethren, your clan, as we would call it, from the Scottish history as opposed to Norse. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, gender neutral, usually a younger person. Knight of Pentacles and his beautiful horse, but he's just still. He's not going anywhere. Queen of Pentacles, very nice. These are I would say the court cards seem to be rather similar in their imagery to the classic Rider Waite Smith. And finally, the King of Pentacles. Similar, but not the same, but very much more traditional, I'd say. Now it looks like we have the wands, all that fire energy. The Ace of Wands. Wow. And you see there's so much imagery in there that you could use as symbolic when reading. The Two of Wands. He is looking at a map and he's trying to decide what to do. A rune on this side, a rune on this side, as you can see. Two of Wands. Now we have the Three of Wands. Embarking out. And this is a very similar to traditional, except usually we don't see three. You can just make out there's a person there. But it can represent any kind of card that has that number attached to it could represent three people in a reading. Four. Oh, that's a really nice one. That's the Four of Wands, pardon me, is very much about your home life, the security, the feeling of contentment and stability around your home. It can also be about celebrations or weddings, different things. So this is a very beautiful card, actually. You can see how much in love he is with her. In his face. And the Five of Wands. Wow. 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 Look at that. That is really cool. Look how angry she is. I mean, the fives are always in that respect. The Six of Wands. Very, very interesting. Waving the flag. It's all like it's about the winning the battles, right? Or fighting the battles. These cards, these Norse cards. Seven of Wands. That card generally is somebody who is fighting off unseen wands below. They are defensive and trying to protect themselves. They've got their back against the wall. This could also, if you were to interpret this, for me, when I first look at this, I think of, look at me, I'm on top of the world. I'm at my best point, my highest game. Yeah, like it comes across that way. Eight of Wands. Very nice. Look at those. A rainbow in the top. Eight of Wands. And a Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands generally is someone who's wiser, has been through a lot, is near the end of their journey. And you can see he's contemplating these wands, the rune symbols. I'll be interested to look up these rune symbols to see what energy comes in these cards then. And finally, the Ten of Wands, which is usually a card that is showing someone walking up a mountain, a hill with a burdensome, but they're at the end of that difficult situation. Okay. All right. And they have the Page of Wands, sunflowers in the back, and the Knight of Wands, fiery. Oh, these are beautiful. Look at that. Queen of Wands. Yeah, she's very beautiful. And finally, the King of Wands. Yeah, very much. Now, finally, the last suit is the sword. Okay, the Ace of Swords. And again, there's all kind of rune inscriptions on here. The Two of Swords. This is an interesting look. Very similar. You have the crossed swords, blindfolded, not sure what to do. Three of Swords. Ooh, the heartbreak. That looks really bad. As you can see, he has three swords through his back, and it looks like he is going to do more damage. The guy in the background. Holy. Somehow he's managing to still hold up. Wow. Four of Swords. Four. Yeah. It's the rest, healing, contemplation. In this case, it shows what would look to be a funeral. It's a funerary where they light the body on fire in the boat and send it out to the water to Valhalla, right? That would be the deck for that particular Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Ooh, somebody's trying to beat someone up or beat them with their game, the fighting, right? He's got a smug look on his face. And the Six of Swords. Well, in this case, there's only one person in the boat. Interesting. Trying to get away to a better situation where the sun is. Very beautiful. The Seven of Swords. Somebody's trying to get away with something. Look, he's hiding behind this tree. And these two are looking for, I don't know if they're looking for him or they'll be ambushed, is what it looks like to me. The Eight of Swords. Wow. That is really dramatic. It's just all coming at him. Woohoo. Nine of Swords. Oh, yes. All the swords in the back. I have been betrayed. Doesn't that look like somebody who's been betrayed? You can see. Nine of Swords. No, I apologize. The Nine of Swords I was thinking this was the one, but yeah, it does look like he has them all in his back. That's very interesting. It's not, though. I I misread it. A Nine of Swords is not that card. But in this one, it appears that he has those swords in his back. What this normally would show is somebody worrying. They're laying on a bed. Usually it's a female figure, and they're laying on the bed and they're worrying and worrying, and they have these night terrors. This is a very different portrayal. I almost didn't recognize. Well, I didn't, obviously, because I was describing it incorrectly. The swords here seem to indicate coming at him. Well, it's supposed to be indicate coming at him in his mind. It's his mind. It's this ruminating and can't seem to get past it. This is the 10, where you normally see the swords in someone's back. They're laying on their stomach, and that is what you would see. In this case, it's interesting because it doesn't show anyone. It almost is like a betrayal of Mother Earth, Gaia, like the swords are into the earth under the tree. I'll have to read the book on these. This is a very different interpretation, but I like it because it opens up your readings to receive more information different than what you're used to. We have the Page of Swords. These are tough women at a time when they needed to be. We have the Knight of Swords. Well, he looks like a pretty nasty guy. We have now the Queen of Swords. Yes. And finally, the King of Swords. Well, I have to say, it's going to take some little bit of studying for me to go through these and try to see if I can implement any of the Norse information into the deck. For now, I'm very impressed with the artwork. It's beautiful. It is going to be very much interesting. Like if you were to shuffle it, it's very easy to shuffle because it's so glossy, right? And very much a different deck than what I thought. I've always been very attracted to the Scandinavian history and the culture, and I thought this would be something very unique to use to read. So, my dears, I hope those of you who made it through this video, if you liked what you see, please click like, and subscribe, and you'll receive more videos of this type, or videos mostly of readings. This is just a one-off where I received a new deck, I bought a new deck, and I was wanting to share it with you in case for those of you who read tarot, you may want to purchase this deck. It is beautiful, and I will put the link in the description box to where you can purchase this lovely deck. All right, my friends, I will let you go for now. This is Kathy, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye for now.